welcome Liisa-Ly Pakosta, Minister of Justice and Digital Affairs of Estonia, to this stage.
So we just heard from my good colleague from Canada, Anita, that it is only in cooperation we can go forward. Let us present to you one example how Estonian government and Ukraine government have been successfully cooperating and work together, offering better services for our citizens. In these hard times when the aggressors from Russia are attacking the values and freedoms in the world, not only in Ukraine. Estonia is a country where we have shown the way for the whole world how effective it can be, how trustworthy it can be, how cost-effective it can be, how good it can be for the citizens to get the services from the government in a digital way. And Estonia's digital transformation has been hopefully a leading path for many countries. Just a few facts. Basically, 100% of the services that we offer to our citizens within the territory of Estonia are digital. There are a few that we offer from outside embassies that are still on paper. We offer e-residency programs, so everybody is included who wants to do business in European Union can start it with e-residency. Digital ID is a normal thing for us from the very next second when the baby is born. So there is a lot of cybersecurity effort we put in after being the first entire state suffering under a cyber attack against a single state. So really the efforts behind this, or building the digital society with the digital services, just a few fun facts. Our taxation system stands on the very top of efficiency, so we gather the most of the taxes that are available there. But at the same time, our tax office is valued very highly by the businesses and citizens because of the efficiency. E-voting. So to enhance democracy and to protect the democracy, people can vote at the elections even if they are outside from the territory or if they are at home. It just takes less than a minute. So there are a lot of examples that we offer with our digital services. As said, 100% of our government services are digitalized within our territory. And this has all happened thanks to our innovation from the private companies. The trust between government and private companies is the rule for us, because it's very seldom in the world that the governments are those who start any innovations. It's the private sector who does it. And by organizing it in the way that it is, again, trusted, it's transparent, and it is open for competition, fair competition, we have ensured that the private sector innovation by Estonian companies is there for the Estonian government to offer better services. So public-private partnership is the essence of all that. And of course, nowadays, so people use mobile phones or mobile devices much more than they use computers anymore. So it is up to the government to find constantly new ways for very secured, very well protected services that we can offer via mobile phones. So, for example, e-health. I can follow the health of all my kids online. I can put all the prescriptions see there. I can see all the doctor's time, what has happened exactly, and it's all extremely well and safely protected. Taxing I already told about. Again, just a few of examples. The X-road that we are using between government agencies is there to offer the extreme security and data protection, again, needed very much for the safety, for the trust, and I will not tell too many times how important trust is here. And again, it's so well working that it's now more than 130 countries in the world that have implemented parts of the digital government, digital state we have in Estonia. One of the very, very special countries we are cooperating with is, of course, Ukraine. The country who is desperate for freedom, democracy, the values we share. And we have had several joint projects, several are ongoing and several are coming. And let me just give one example, and my good colleague will proceed with that. So, as said, mobile phones is the new way of offering public services. Both countries have been worked together. We have worked together on how to find the most user-friendly way, most secure way to offer the government services via mobile phone. So it's called DIA in Ukraine, it's called MRIK, Mobile State in Estonia, and the lessons we have learned from each other by doing this application in a great amount together, learning from each other, learning also from the mistakes that can be there. It has been extremely efficient way of cooperation, and again, offering something totally new quality for our citizens. So here you can see how the Estonian Future app will look like. We will launch it in a few weeks, and that would mean that the whole digital service, the whole possibility of using the digital services of the country of Estonia will be available in your mobile phone. Also the digital identity, which is the most challenging part. So our aim is that you need just a mobile phone to visit other countries as well, to do the secure border crossings, and to get the whole use of digital ID included. So, it's not only Estonia and Ukraine, it's the whole world. Offering digital services in a democratic and transparent way is not just something that we need nowadays to with the time of budget cuts of states or to just aim for more efficiency. We definitely see it as something that we need in our world of shared values, of valuing the human rights, the basic freedoms, and we definitely see it something that the good, excellent services from a state is something that builds the bridges. If you remember the song that was here on the stage at the very beginning of our event, it also told us about how important it is to go together, especially during hard times, shoulder to shoulder. Offering excellent services for citizens by governments with a tight cooperation with private companies. We have excellent companies in Estonia who have done all that. Is something that we would like to see going on, and definitely to go on and on with new projects we do together with Ukraine.
Together, Ukraine and Estonia can inspire a global movement toward resilient, democratic digital states. So please welcome Valeriya Ionan, Deputy Minister for Eurointegration at the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine.
Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Minister, for your support and our partnership. So, indeed, the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine is the newest ministry in the Ukrainian government. We're only 5 years old, and over these 5 years, we have been proudly building the most convenient digital state in the world. But of course, one of the first trips of our minister, Deputy Prime Minister Fedorov, was to Estonia in 2019. So he came here together with our team to learn more from Estonia, to learn about the foundation of digital state, to learn about the approaches, digital products and services. And since that time, since 2019, we have been very closely cooperating with our Estonian partners. And we are inspired by Estonia. We admire Estonia. We work with Estonian companies. We use Estonian products. And we really learned a lot for this period of time. And that's why we are also extremely proud that in the middle or in the end of 2022, there was a new chapter of our partnership when also Estonia started learning from Ukraine, when we did our beautiful and great and efficient pilot on DIA and MRIC together. And I believe it is more and more to come. But over those 5 years, we really have created a lot of digital reforms and digital products in Ukraine, and I think one of the good results, not bad results, basically is we could see it in the ranking of e-government development index by UN of this year, where Ukraine improved its positions a little bit, just in 97 positions in 6 years. So today we are the 5th country in the world in digital services. Just to be very, very brief about the most probably efficient reforms and products that we have created. First of all, it's of course our DIA ecosystem, which completely changes the way how government communicates with the citizens and vice versa. DIA became a real love mark for Ukrainian citizens. So our cornerstone of this ecosystem state Super App DIA has 21 million users, 21 digital documents, more than 30 digital services, and digital signature. We also have the state portal of public services, DIA, where we have more than 125 services, including the fastest business registration in the world. DIA Education helps us to boost the digital literacy in Ukraine. DIA Business, a project for the development of SMEs. DIA City, the best tax regime for IT companies in Europe. DIA Engine, a low-code open source solution for creating state registries, which is implemented in different ministries and regional councils across the Ukraine. Code UA, absolutely new project which was launched just several weeks ago. It is the marketplace of verified Ukrainian IT companies. So we have a very powerful and thriving IT sector and startups, and this is the possibility for foreign partners to learn more about IT sector of Ukraine and to build and to strengthen partnerships. Mriya, our new big thing, I would say, we just launched, and this app right now in a beta test. Mriya, it's a governmental app for education, and it is now piloted in 40 schools and has more than 100K testers, scholars, parents, and teachers. And the main idea is to rethink the educational system with the help of the technology, with the help of AI, and to give more opportunities to scholars, to teachers, to parents, to improve, the process of education. Brave One, Ukrainian defense tech cluster, which serves like a bridge between the government and defense tech companies and facilitates all the communication and brings innovations closer to the battlefield. Win-Win, Global Ukrainian Innovation Vision, which very soon will become a national strategy, highlights the main priority directions where Ukraine will invest in order to make a huge economic leap. So it's also, of course, defense tech right now, med tech, ed tech, AI, secure cyberspace, and others. Your residency. This is, again, a great opportunity for foreigners to start and open businesses in Ukraine remotely. This is just a small part of what we are doing and what we have done in Ukraine for the past 5 years. But of course, it's not just about government technology and government products. We have a great IT sector, great startups, and we would like to share our lessons and lessons learned, to share our experience with the world. And that's why today we are launching the brand of Digital Ukraine, the platform which will unite all the stakeholders in GovTech, tech and IT.
They said, Ukraine won't stand the test of war. Its system will collapse. Well, world, let us prove you wrong, because it works. Day by day, Ukrainian GovTech powers millions of citizens with state digital services. Its tech capabilities fuel civil and defense innovations, and its IT talents help global businesses solve their most challenging problems. Ukraine ranks 5th globally in terms of digitalization, surging from 102nd to 5th place in just 6 years. How? Dia State Super App allows 21 million Ukrainians to use digital documents and state services on their smartphones 24/7. E-Entrepreneur Service provides the world's fastest business registration and innovative tools. Dia Education Platform helps 2.3 million Ukrainians upskill, achieving a 12.6% digital literacy boost over 4 years. Dia Business earns Ukraine top reformer status among the Eastern Partnership countries. Dia City offers Europe's best IT tax regime. U-Residency allows foreigners to register and run businesses in Ukraine remotely with low taxes. Code UA platform drives global business with the power of Ukraine's tech industry. Valeriya app strives to be a game changer for the education system, helping millions of Ukrainians find themselves and achieve self-realization. Win-Win implements the Ukrainian step-by-step innovation strategy to win the peace. Brave One, the Ukrainian defense tech cluster that has already registered more than 3,000 developments. More than 200 of them are codified with NATO standards. Under constant cyber attacks, day by day, we advance our digital potential. So that one day you would say, Ukraine is definitely doing things right. Digital State UA, because it works.
Thank you. So Digital State UA, the platform, will be available in January 2025, and one could find everything about GovTech, Tech, and IT in Ukraine there. And basically, it is a great opportunity to, make investments in Ukraine, make strong partnerships to scale products. And we invite you today to sign up for the project and basically to know more, the information about the launch and to receive it in January. And as I finalize this presentation, I would like to say that today marks 1,000 days of the full-scale Russian invasion to Ukraine, 1,000 days of our fight, 1,000 days of our work, but it's also 1,000 days of our unity. Thank you very much to all of you for your support. We appreciate it very much. So let's work together towards our bright digital future. Let's unite, and please join Estonia in Ukraine in our way for the great digital, technological, and AI future. Thank you.
And now, to continue the conversation on stage, please welcome our moderator, Luukas Ilves, former CIO of Estonia and advisor to Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister, Mihailo Fedorov.
Thank you. This is for me personally. I'm just the humble moderator, but I have to make a personal remark. This is a rare privilege because I've had the chance to see now both Digital Estonia and Digital Ukraine under the hood. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to give you the juicy answer on who's better. They're both pretty awesome. Ukraine has done amazing things. There's still some work that Ukraine has to do to catch up with Estonia, because Estonia was not built in 5 years. It takes time. But that's not the question to ask, right? The question is not, is one or the other stronger? Because the world is a pretty big and wide place. And the number of countries that follow this joint model, I mean, we can call it initially the Estonian model, but I think it's not just Estonian today. It's unfortunately too small a number of countries within the alliance of Western democratic states. Not everyone's so tech friendly, and then there are many who have a different view of how society should be built. So we have a big world to work with together. And I want to ask each of you a question. Valeriya, Ukraine and Estonia are both kind of part of a new Europe. And we've both zoomed past a lot of old Europe and a lot of the old industrial giants of the 20th century. What's your experience been when you talk to people from Western Europe, North America, other G7 countries? How can they usefully benefit from our experience and sort of maybe revive themselves a little bit?
Great question. Thank you, Luukas. Well, first of all, I think that it's very important to change a little bit the attitude to towards digital transformation. So it's not just a regular tool or nice to have or must have. I think that this is something which the new government, the government should be, reinventing themselves right now to be more efficient, to be more transparent, to be anti-corrupt. And in that case, digital transformation, AI and technology could definitely be that foundation. So when you look at digital transformation, not just as an instrument or as a tool, but as the foundational layer for everything, for all the processes which are going in the government. That's a completely different approach, and that brings you to completely different results. And I think that's the biggest problem, because nowadays, everyone could talk about state super app or the state portal, but digital transformation, it's much more than that. You can't, just do an app with lots of great services and digital ID and think that, well, that's fine, we have a good digital transformation. Honestly, it should be on every level, on national level, regional level, but what most importantly, there should be a digital culture built in the country. So I think the first thing is the attitude, and secondly, it's partnerships to learn from other countries, not to be afraid to learn. That's really great. You don't have to copy everything. You can just take a part of what you think would be valid for your government and just create more and more. That's what we are doing, like constantly when it comes, for example, to cooperation with Estonia, and we see it really works. And I think it could just speed up a little bit the process of digitalization for other governments.
Just as a quick follow-up, I mean, your mindset that and I saw this when I was working with you from the Estonian government side, what's really impressive about it is the two things you mentioned put together. The humility to say, hey, this has been done really well elsewhere, let's copy it, but at the same time, very clearly the confidence to then, build on that and excel beyond what you've copied. Any tricks to, I think a lot of people in this room have this mindset, but their bureaucracies, their colleagues may not all. How do you bring that mindset about in the people around you?
Oh, wow, that's
30 seconds.
Good question. Well, you actually just, you just have to showcase and to show real stories. The thing that works for us, we bring people to the real environment and we show them how it really works. And we show the bigger picture, the vision. When, I give this example everywhere. We have the big vision. We want to build the most convenient digital state in the world. Whenever we are doing something, we try to understand whether it correlates with our vision or not. If the answer is yes, we are going with that. If the answer is not, we are not going with that. And I think it's also the part of the answer.
Liisa, when we speak with other countries, we often hear reasons why they can't possibly be like Estonia or like Ukraine. And one of the topics that comes up is the question of rights, inclusion, ethics. Now, we clearly don't agree with those critiques, but what lessons do you take in terms of how digital government, digital society can help us stand for freedom and rights within our societies in Estonia and Ukraine?
I think these are the core issues. So I haven't actually seen a government in the world who says that we want to offer very bad services at a very high cost. So if the government has another vision to offer good services for a low cost and do it very efficiently, it has to include the inclusion, the protection of basic rights, the data protection, everything that is valuable to us. It has to include that from the very beginning. And to start with, please visit Ukraine, visit Estonia, check out everything what is available here, and check out how it really functions, because one of the core values in Estonia has been that everything is open. Everything is transparent. We also make our mistakes open. We explain what went wrong and how we improved it. Building of trust is so extremely important, and we can have societies with trust only when there is a high level of democracy, only when there is a high level of protection of freedoms, only when there is a high level of data protection, and I can't go on without cybersecurity, which is again something that we all have to do together.
So just to follow up, I mean, if you're talking to a minister from Germany or Canada, and they're talking about the trust and security concerns they might have and how that might slow down their transition, what might you say to them? How would you help them overcome that, or how would you help them think through that process?
Of course, when you start as a government, you need a secure architecture behind it. So Estonia and Ukraine, we use X-Road. The development by Estonian private companies, adopted in many countries, also in Ukraine. So you need a basic secure architecture behind that. And then what you already, Valeriya, named, you need a political will to offer better services to your citizens. If you have these two things, you have X-Road or another architecture behind it, which is absolutely secure, and you have a political will to offer better services to your citizens, then everything else is history.
So quick lightning final question to both. What's coming next? What are you building? What are you building together? What might you invite the rest of the world to build with you?
Estonia is looking for a new era where AI, artificial intelligence, is helping us to offer not only better services to our citizens, but to offer also the higher level of security, to offer the better, even better level of democracy and core values and freedoms. So we have to see AI as a possibility that we fully use in good purposes.
I think, great minds think alike, because in that case, we would all talk about, we were talking about AI, but I will touch it from another angle probably. I think the AI-driven government, this is a possibility to reinvent the government systems again. So I think that would be the very big next thing.
And I imagine you would both join me in saying that this is not just a question of Estonia and Ukraine, but it's an open invitation to both countries' friends throughout the world to work together on both the ideas and some of the practical projects. So with this, please, a warm round of applause for two digital ministers, two ladies making great changes and pushing the frontier of the future of government democracy. Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you for being with us. Today, Estonia and Ukraine want to inspire and support democratic countries all over the world to become more digital.